saying a good idea to condemn it, and we're hearing from Mitch McConnell there, also Chris Christie, and joining me right now is Capitol Hill Democratic Senator Bill Nelson of Florida, who is supporting Hillary Clinton for president. Senator, good to have you with me, and we'll talk about your support for Secretary Clinton in a moment. But first, your response to the words that I hope you were able to hear from Chris Christie there about the delegates and depriving the voters of a nominee like a Donald Trump if he shows up at the convention with the number necessary, and also about Mitch McConnell and asking Trump to condemn the type of violence that we've seen. What are your thoughts?
Well, I certainly agree with Mitch. When there's violence, if it's incited from the speaker at the podium, that's all the more egregious, and that needs to stop, and he needs to do that right away. Otherwise, somebody's really going to get hurt.
And Senator, when you think about the potential of a brokered convention for the GOP, is that something that Democrats would like to see? Would like to see this be down the line and nasty and totally unorganized in terms of a nominating process for the Republicans, something that only benefits the Democrats?
You know, we always expect that we're going to talk against the other guy. I don't do that. For example, how many times have people baited me to talk against my colleague from Florida, Marco Rubio, who I like very much and I get along with? But he's in a Republican Party that seemingly has the beast that has been created, which is this excessively extreme, highly partisan, intolerant, it's my way or no way attitude is going on. And I think we're seeing that coming out in what apparently Florida's going to do tonight in the Republican primary in going to Donald Trump. I think that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. In the meantime, I think things are going very well in the Democratic primary. I think the two candidates are being civil, and as a result, I think you'll see in Florida tonight Hillary better than 2-1 in Florida.
I want to talk to you about that because one thing that I've noticed reporting here from the Panhandle and then to the I-4 corridor and now in Miami, I have asked people about Marco Rubio and where their support is, and constantly what comes up is folks talking about you and the fact that they've seen you crisscross the state a lot more and go into these communities here in Florida, and they just don't know Marco Rubio, and that might be why we see the numbers tonight that do not support him from his home state. But I want to pivot now. As you brought up Hillary Clinton, she stopped by a polling station in North Carolina earlier today. If she does have this landslide as predicted here in Florida, do you think that that eventually helps her secure the nomination, or do you think that Bernie Sanders will continue to stay in this fight?
Well, I think the key is Ohio. If Hillary wins Ohio, then I think it's downhill from there. Otherwise, if Bernie wins Ohio and perhaps Illinois, I think it's going to be a longer slog. At the end of the day, Hillary will win the nomination. And then in November, Florida becomes the mother lode because the third largest state, 29 electoral votes, that becomes huge. And you look at the electoral map, it's very hard for a Republican candidate to win without winning Florida. I believe Hillary will win Florida in November as well as today, and I think that's going to be the election.
I think the math gets it right 5 out of 6 times for the state of Florida, sending folks to the White House. Senator Bill Nelson of Florida. Sir, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Thomas.